The Equalizer
yes,
3.
For me, that means that we're getting an Equalizer 3. This is just a quick update I wanted to give. The Equalizer was a Denzel Washington movie, a really good Denzel Washington movie from 2014. The sequel was good to okay, but the first one was really good. It came out the same year as John Wick, and they kind of both felt like two sides of the same coin, meaning that they're both kind of older actors. Denzel's a little bit older than Keanu, I believe. It says, it's been nearly 4 years since Denzel Washington was in the cinemas as former Marine and special operative turned moralistic mercenary Robert McCall for The Equalizer 2. And we've heard a little about a potential third film now though, Washington tells Collider that pieces are falling into place for it with director Antoine Fuqua. Fuqua, yeah, I always mix that one up. I used to call it Foucault. It's Foucault. In the process of making a deal to return, and the script is in the works, so the process has already begun. This will have written the third Equalizer, so I'm scheduled to do. They have written the third Equalizer, so I'm scheduled to do that. Washington says. So I got to get in shape and start beating people up again. I get to beat people up again. He says, I get to beat people up again. The tragedy of Macbeth, and then going and beating some people up. Can't get any better than that, right?
Yeah.
I love Denzel Washington.
Same.
I freaking love Denzel Washington. He's like when this dude talks, it does feel like cool, even cooler Morgan Freeman. Yep. Somehow. Like if Morgan Freeman wasn't cool enough for you, which he's already about as cool as he can get, Denzel Washington is the most humble. You get this sense of gratitude in everything he does, a sense of wisdom in everything he does. He has been a star my entire, think about that, not just your entire life. He's been a star way longer than my entire life. That's insane. So it's not Joel Coen's Shakespeare adaptation doesn't he says, yes, it's not like Joel Coen's Shakespeare adaptation doesn't feature Washington getting violent with people, but McCall is more than a righteous Avenger type. A very loose adaptation of the 80s show starring Edward Woodward. The two Equalizer movies have so far emerged in 2014 and 2018, so we're due for another Bad Guys Beware. The first Equalizer, guys, is really, really, really good. Have you seen it? I think you'd said you hadn't seen it.
I feel like I have because my grandfather has that movie.
Okay. So in this movie, he really is. It's one of Chloe Grace Moretz's earlier roles too. We're talking 2014. We're not going to go into a big thing about it, but I do recommend that you. There's no casting announcements other than Denzel Washington, but go and see the original one, guys. It's got Bill Pullman, it's got David Harbour, all really, really good actors. Go see it. It's very easy watching, meaning that it's very digestible. You don't need to put a ton of brain power into it. Righteous, the story of the special operations guy who goes for a quiet life and then gets pulled into something to rescue someone is classic. So I highly recommend it. Go see this. And then also, what is that other one that just... There's a new Liam Neeson coming out. That's,
he's still acting. I love him.
He's still acting. He had Honest Thief last year, which came out, which is in that same vein. And then what's the other one that's coming out right now? Blacklight, I believe, is the one that's been completed. Yeah, Blacklight. So he's. I still remember in the original Honest trailer for Taken when they said after 35 years of acting, and they list Schindler's List, Star Wars. This is get ready to watch the film that finally paid for Liam Neeson's kids' college fund. Those movies always seem to do well when they're made well. What was the one Nobody with that did really well this year, for the budget it had. So go see that, guys. And then I also want to talk about. Look at those stats right there. The Matrix Resurrections. Now, before we get started, this is from We Got This Covered, and We Got This Covered is notoriously fast and loose with. It's very rumor heavy, so their track record isn't perfect. It says the Matrix Resolution. The Matrix Resurrections estimated to lose Warner Brothers $100 million. Yep. Miracle, we should have you write us a movie. And we can spend
What kind of movie do you want?
I want you to make us...
do you want it very PC? Because I have an idea for a new Gotham.
Yes. Gotham. Then we have to license out Gotham characters.
Well, this one is whole new characters. And one of them is is actually intersexual, and he can give birth.
Okay, so we'll do that.
Do you hear the money draining down the sink now?
I can literally, and then all the advertising will be about like how if you don't like it, it's not made for you.
It's not made for you. It's made for people who have issues of their own identity.
Yes.
He is Superman and Miss Martian's son.
Ooh,
and
so it's an alien baby.
Yeah, it's an alien baby. So it's super alien.
Super alien.
And basically his lover is the Joker.
Oh man, that is a
Joker.
That is a fanfic for the ages right there. I'm just picturing a Miracle writing like a Martian Manhunter and Joker love story.
Ew.
And then you advertise it and you say, if you don't like it, man babies, it's not for you.
Yeah.
And then when it's not for you and nobody goes to see it, then you say, why didn't the man babies go see our movie? And then you blame them.
But hear me out. The name of the baby's like super name is called Super Freak. Cause like
and that song plays every time they enter a room. Super Freak.
Super freak. She's super freaky.
Yeah, yep. Then you say pronouns are super freaky.
Yeah, for him, so it's a him.
It's a him.
So basically, I wrote this like a long time ago, but basically,
oh, this is a real thing. You've actually wrote this.
I actually had the script.
I thought you were just vamping. Okay.
No, it's a real script. Okay. Because I wanted to see how far can my brain go.
Okay. Well, so your brain can go very far.
So
before we get into this,
go ahead.
I just want to talk about the fact that is what happens when you make a movie that doesn't need to be made.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
how you get $100 million loss on The Matrix Resurrections. It says, even though several titles have broken the mold to find major box office success since the onset of the pandemic, the number of bombs is dangerously close to equaling the amount of surefire hits. I would argue that the number of bombs far outweighs the number of surefire hits.
Yeah.
For every Spider-Man, No Way Home, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, No Time to Die, Dune did not do that well.
Yeah.
Fast 9, that brings in the bucks. There's a Space Jam, New Legacy, The Suicide Squad, Tenet, or Raya and the Last Dragon that fails to turn a single penny of profit. And they're very right. We can add that Matrix Resurrections to that list. Imagine my shock. Everyone knew that this movie wasn't going to do well.
Yeah.
Like, it just, as much as we love Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
We knew that this was a story that didn't need to be told. There was no Morpheus. The trailers were... it didn't need to be done.
You just gave up in mid-sentence.
It didn't need to be done. I really do believe that Keanu's just too nice, and he's just like, yeah, sure, I'll make it. Like, he didn't even need...
It's okay.
It says, and not to mention releasing it on HBO Max as well. The least they could have done is given it a 30-day theatrical window. But that wasn't their plan for this year. So it says, we can add The Matrix Resurrections to that list, too, with HBO Max Hybrid barely scraping past 100 million globally since hitting the big stream and streaming on December 22nd. Not ideal when the sci-fi actioner's budget is hovering around the $190 million mark. Now, remember, do you have your phone on you?
Yep.
190. Get your calculator out.
Okay.
190.
190.
Times 1.5.
1.5
equals
equals 285.
$285 million budget if you count marketing. No way were they going to make that money back.
Nope.
On a day and day. And the thing is, I think they knew that. Like when they committed to this bit of releasing all the movies at the same time, I think they knew that this was going to be a disastrous box office year in service of bumping HBO Max up people's wishes. And we're going to talk about it tomorrow. I honestly do believe right now that HBO Max is the best streaming service there is next to Amazon Prime. I really do. So maybe that benefits them because their subscriber, like, remember, Disney Plus is like what, $7.99 a month, and Amazon and HBO Max is $14.99.
Yep.
So it makes a difference.
A lot of bills.
So when you factor in the additional costs incurred by marketing, promotion, and distribution, it does not paint a pretty financial picture as per World of Real. Resurrections would end up in the red to the tune of at least $100 million by the time the dust settles. So you get why neither director Lana Wachowski or star Keanu Reeves have hardly been clamoring to state their desire for additional sequels. I think a sequel for this movie is absolutely dead in the water.
Yep.
Never going to happen. Speaking of possibly dead in the water, Batgirl. Batgirl, that outfit is just... Is that article up on there?
Nope, but I just saw it from the side of my eye, and it's.
Can you look? Just look it up. Look up Batgirl first look from Cosmic Book News. Basically, she looks like she's going out to ride a motorcycle. It is comic book accurate to an extent from what I've read, but everything I've seen here just tells me, like, if you look at the picture.
Wait, she's not even white?
No, it's Leslie Grace. They race swapped her.
Okay.
Like I said, that for the comic book for the major comic book fans, that's going to be a problem, as it usually is.
Well,
but
okay.
Look at this set photo.
Yeah.
It looks that is the most there's literally nothing brick about that backdrop right there. There's absolutely styrofoam, I am sure.
Yeah.
Like, it looks cheap.
A for effort.
It looks really cheap. But it says, first look at Leslie Grace's Batgirl. Check out a first look at Leslie Grace's Batgirl as the movie continues to film in the UK where the suit is a comic book accurate costume. That does not always make it good.
Nope.
Leslie Grace posted the first look on social media with a quote from Barbara Gordon from the comics, who in the HBO Max movie follows her father's footsteps as a Gotham City police officer. Quote, I use their expectations against them. That will be their weakness, not mine. Let them all underestimate me. And when their guard is down and their pride is rising, let me kick their butts. From Batgirl Year One. Beautiful sentiment, I suppose. It is the big thing you need to be concerned about here is this is going to be an HBO Max only movie, which already tells me they have no faith in it. That they have no faith that this was going to do well at the box office.
Yep.
If they did, they would release it there.
Yep.
Set pics have also teased Michael Keaton as Batman, Robin, and villains. So there's going to be Robin, there's going to be Batman. The film doesn't have an official release date yet, but it's said to be getting a 2022 release on HBO Max. The director, Adil El Arbi, and Bilal Fallah, who directed Bad Boys for Life. That is a reason to be positive.
Yeah.
That is absolutely a reason to be positive. It does have J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon, and Firefly Lens, played by Brendan Fraser. That's awesome. Garfield Lens, played by Brendan Fraser. So that could be really good. Well, it depends on how campy they go with it, right?
Yeah.
But in general, Brendan Fraser is doing really, really well right now, and J.K. Simmons is a champ when it comes to this stuff. What's interesting is, have you noticed how they're like mixing together, like they remember we just did a video the other day about how they're going to decanonize all of the Snyder films.
Yeah.
But J.K. Simmons is from the Snyder films.
Yep.
So it's like none of it. Multiverse is just an excuse to make lazy.
It's just an excuse.
It's just lazy writing. We can bring back whatever actor we want. What they should, if they were smart, they'd bring back J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson and have a DC Marvel crossover. That's what they should do. So first look at it. Do you like the costume, or does it not?
It kind of reminds me of the 1956 costume.
Yeah. I will say that one thing that you don't get in this, that a lot of this is lighting makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Color grading makes a huge difference. We're seeing a set photo, so what you see in the final product will likely be very, very different.
Yeah.
But it doesn't fill me with a lot of hope. Swapping out the character.
I just hear the money falling down the drain.
Yep.
And
Swapping out the character. It doesn't really work for me. I probably, honestly, would have been more comfortable with this in the hands of Joss Whedon, who was supposed to originally do it, except for Joss Whedon is now canceled by Hollywood. But, given if they're going for a campier tone, he would have been the guy to do this with. But other than that, the only characters really named, it's just Brendan Fraser as Firefly, Keaton as Batman, and J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon. So she plays Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons plays Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah. I don't see the wrong in here.
I don't see the resemblance.
Shh.
I don't see the resemblance.
She's adopted.
That could be it. So we'll see.
Adopted.
We'll see. It says...
or he's adopted.
Maybe he's adopted. There
Let's do the opposite.
Yep.
They adopted him as the father.
Yep. So like it says right here, it says, how cool would this have been? Sylvester Stallone was originally in negotiations to play Garfield Lens, to play Firefly.
Are you sure?
Yeah. But an agreement couldn't be made. The role was offered to Brendan Fraser, who immediately accepted it. Of course he did. Brendan Fraser's the man.
He needs money. He needs the money and recognition that he used to be an actor.
Here it is. Leslie Grace is the first Latina actress. Ooh, they didn't say Latinx, so that's good. That's strong positive there. She is the first Latina actress to play Batgirl and the third Latina actress, Dominican American, to join the DC Extended Universe. They are obsessed with firsts and virtue signaling.
It's okay when they said this one actress is going to be the first Asian Poison Ivy.
Yep.
I already tuned out.
Yep. It's when they start using it in marketing is when you tune out. Just do it. Make the movie. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah, like
but they don't.
Like our favorite TV show, Merlin, where they re-swapped Guinevere.
Yep.
Like, they never mentioned it, and it was still good.
Yep, that show's incredible.
I love that show. Please.
It's a guilty pleasure.
I know. I really want them to make a spin-off where, like, Merlin finally finds King Arthur's, reincarnated soul.
Yep.
He's like, there you are, me boy. Why is he Scottish all of a sudden? I don't know.
This is the first female superhero movie in the DCU after the Wonder Woman movies. So what you're saying is it's not the first. They're obsessed. They're obsessed with virtue signaling. They're obsessed with identity politics.
I'm out.
They said Priyanka Chopra expressed interest in Batgirl. That one I would have supported. I can't help it. I'm a Priyanka Chopra stan all day. Can't help it. So they're upset. They love it. They love the virtue signaling, and it says. So we'll see how it comes off. I don't know. Birds of Prey was awful.
Yeah, I never watched it.
It was awful. So we will see if they see. It's not the. I guess those aren't superheroes. Those are super villains. So it's,
no, she's an anti-hero.
So it's the second superhero movie. I guess that's not like that's not a solo movie. That's that was a Harley Quinn and Company movie. And I know that they've said that what did the character Journey Smollett played in. She played. I forget who she played in that movie. She didn't play Catwoman. She played.
She played something.
I'm in blanking right now.
It's okay, Brett. Who's the first Batgirl?
She was in Birds of Prey as God. I only saw the movie once. Black Canary. So another swapped character. It's fine. Whatever. I don't care.
Well, Black Canary, like for me, if you know how to act seductive, because that's her whole character in the Arrowverse. Like basically, she's very seductive. She knows how to woo you, and then
they didn't really do that in the Arrowverse. Laurel Lance is what's this? Sarah Lance just beat the crap out of people. That was the best part.
No. Let me continue. And also knows how to throw a fist.
Yeah.
But in the Justice League cartoon series, like she knew how to seduce men.
Yep.
That was her whole thing. Why do you think she dresses up like that?
Yep. They don't do that anymore because it would be the male gaze. So they can't do that
bullshit.
anymore.
I want to see women dress up and show their patonk-a-donk.
It's funny because it's like when we were talking about the 355.
Yeah.
Like they think that like just making it a movie that's normally about men and then making it about women will get women to come to the cinemas.
Yeah.
It's not enough, man.
Yeah.
You have to actually tell a good story. Like, believe it or not, women go to spy movies to see hot men be spies.
This is a big breakthrough.
Imagine my shock.
I never heard of.
Imagine my shock.
And
right?
I don't know what accent that was, but I rolled my R and went with it.
Yeah, there you go. So it's like they can't resist virtue signaling. They can't resist identity politics. I will say that the movie could still be good. It's an HBO Max release. We will give it. It
might be good.
We'll give it the benefit of the doubt and watch it. But right now, I am less than convinced.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know. It might be good.
You never know.
We don't know. 2022 is a new year where we just swap everything that we love.
Everything has to be swapped.